young couples. And in the midst of that, as we grow older, challenges, leadership, how to put a structure, how to train people, and we have a Fisherman Training Center that time, the first Bible school in Foursquare. Fisherman Training Center, the first Bible school of Foursquare in Johor. So that's where we train, and he also was trained. So the church grew fast, but we couldn't handle leadership. So that's where everything started. Stress, that time there's no churches in JBM, especially Tamil churches. Foursquare Gospel Church, it was a Foursquare Gospel Church at that time. The Foursquare Gospel Church was the first Tamil charismatic church in Johor, even Johor State.
Wow.
So there was only Methodist Church once a month, Anglican Church once a month, and there's no, in Ulitiram, this side there was one church from AG those days, all jungle inside. So we were the first pioneers of Tamil roots in Johor. So what the churches you see today is after. So when guys came into ministry from other denominations, they wanted to start work, the easy way is to fish at our pond. Because we got plenty of all the new souls. We couldn't pick up from any church because there was no churches. So we were real pioneers, hardcore pioneers. As church began to grow fast, we baptized, I think until now we have baptized about 1,000 more people. Personally, we have baptized until now. That's how the church has been moving on. But leadership, we thought like family, play around like that, young people, But that never give us a good place to build leadership. So, and when church start moving into crisis, leadership crisis, we didn't know how to do it. So as a young man, it was backed up. To handle how to put things in order, how to train, what are the materials, how to disciple them. But today, I think we can train 1,000 people, so that's not an issue after all the experience that God has given us. So with all the pain and stress in ministry, pressure from everywhere, my health was affected. So start eating, people start leaving our church, and other guys are teaching, So people go, everyone that goes from our church either become pastor or leaders, musicians, all are trained here. So they go there, they go all easy. So that's why today when the pastors in JB, they will say, not with James, because we have these people all everywhere. So with that crisis of leadership, and thank God for those days, the Mason news came in and being a missionary pioneer with us, and we have good Foursquare leaders. That's why I was acquainted with all the top Foursquare leaders in US and everybody. We had a good friendship. They come, they train our people, but yet, to build a ministry for India, I don't know. So with all the crisis and stress, I almost depression went depressed because young guy, depression took place and a lot of things. I actually forgotten a lot of things. He's the best one. But he's been there from day one, 35 years.
Wow,
he
okay.
came to our church when I was 16. So I adopted him like his dad. From 16 years old, he saw all the crises, so he knows skin and then after his SPM, we trained him in our Bible school, Fisherman Training Center. Then the Foursquare, taking Foursquare. So Mason and your
First Foursquare graduate.
Yes. So Mason and myself, we decided to send him to James Life of College. So that's why he graduated in Q. And then by the time church is already really in a big mess. So I became very depressed and put on weight. So all the story starts with a weight. So after all these years, and being part in Foursquare, so enthusiasm on the pioneer, within 10 years we want to pioneer 100 churches. That's why we started the Bible school, going all out. But because of depression and because so much of pain, we couldn't handle it. Thank God, people came in, helped me out. all these people joined Foursquare, and your father came in, all came in, and we changed a little bit. They released me, so to say. The leadership was shift there, so I was able to concentrate. So the FMI bought this building for us to, compensation, you put a leadership there, so we get your building, build your ministry properly. That was a great shift for me. So with the building, I was able to just concentrate in my ministry and going through all these years. And after that, my doctor's friends advised me. That time I was about almost 40 plus. They advised me, said, Dr. James, if you are not, because obesity is not going to come down. Every year you're going to increase. There's no way to come down. They advised me to do a surgery, a gastrosleeve surgery. That means your stomach has to reduce 7 portion of your stomach. That means only 1/8 of my stomach is there. I will show you later. So they have to remove it. So it's a cosmetic surgery. By God's grace, at that time, one of my friends were able to help me out of that. So we did the surgery. They say if you don't do, you might have a stroke by the time you're 50, heart attack, anything can happen to your heart. And knowing our kids were so small, my 2 daughters. So that's how I began to concentrate and really wanted to build a ministry. All these years, that's why I was very silent, never much involved even in Foursquare things. I just want to focus what God has called me. So, and today, for all these years,
So I can see that come and see.
a lot of things are happening. If you all can take time, come and spend a week with us, just be with us, see what we are doing, what our leadership is doing. More beyond than you and I can explain to you. And we have almost 300 people now. But these 2 years, of course, the COVID time, even though people stayed, but the church movement increased. Even in giving, even in their time, their truthfulness, people never left our church. People stayed back, even in Singapore, they never put any changes, they stayed back because of the commitment. So we're able to push that now. People are coming back because of after COVID. So we are preparing a lot of things. My passion is, if you ask me, James, what is your passion? Souls. I'm hardcore evangelist. I'm not a pastor. So that's why we train all these people. So we train more pastors and leaders to take over different departments, whichever I want to do. So I train them. For me, if you call me, evangelism. If you all ever think,
Interesting move because he appointed him as a pastor. Because he was not many pastors are willing to do that because they see that the call to be a pastor, to be a big man. He moved away very fast.
because I wanted to build according to the gifting. If I'm not a pastor, then I don't have to. Because I'm very prideful person. You see, you saw a very strong personality, and I need to bulldoze. Because being evangelist, you cannot just, you want to pull people from hell, you have to fight with hell. You want a pastor, just stroke the sheep, it's a totally different thing. It's okay that you
All different I told them that they are one and I said, you might kiss you.
yeah. I'm a good kisser. I'm a very good kisser. You see today, all the pastors will get kiss from me. But you all respect me like a pastor. So my heart cry is that if you want to see a new move in Foursquare, it's evangelism. But that's how we've been trained. Pioneering new churches, soul winning, bring the passion back. Like your father is crying out for that. So I've been seeing him, okay, come join the club. So, but if you want to see a new move this season, I think we all can join together, train people for evangelism, and bring back the originality of Foursquare movement, how that movement came. I've been very much exposed to that. I've been with Ram Moff, Amy's son. So we have worked with him, and after him, all the top leaders. So a lot of impartation is there. I used to go to FMI. I used to go to FMI. Is there? I used to go to FMI, do cooking.
Cooking.
I cook for everybody in FMI. So Angelus Temple is very, usually we go every time. But to cut the story short, if anything that we want to see now to revive Foursquare, move along evangelism. So if you need any input on evangelism, I'm available to train our next generation, that is Tamil Church or Chinese or English. We are grown with that, to train and passion, push the passion and fire into the evangelism.
Actually, I'm thinking because Pastor Joel and our church is very young, and very young.
Oh, young.
Young. Your church has been around for so many years, and one of the things that personally I see Malaysian churches failing to do is having a good succession plan. The churches the pastors will pastor until they die, and then
Very true.
the churches will kind of dissolve away because there's no next person in place. And I think Malaysian churches are coming to a point where the pioneers who have been leaders and national leaders since they were in their 20s until now, maybe they are in their 60s, they've been there for 30 years, 40 years, and it's hard to pass on. So I'm in a very privileged position. I've been able to come into leadership position, but other friends will, especially other movements and denominations, succession plan is a real, point of failure for churches right now, the way I see it.
You're well said. If you're aware of that, it's very, very, very important. Actually, there's no vision and passion. Vision and passion. If I go off today, Family Healing Center will survive for another 50 years. And that's the plan has been established. At least 50 years. So by the time my new leadership and young generation will be more passionate, and they have grown in this house, they will take it. It will go as a movement. Every like Foursquare started with a church and became a big movement. So everywhere a little group can become a big ocean. It's just if the Lord works with us.
Was there any thought process or planning? How do you go about doing that?
To do that.
Yeah.
Then you can ask these people. They are the next generations they will prepare for.
So, but on your side, what you do is you just basically
Impartation, train them.
All right.
It's just that if you have a set of proper leadership, the next one will just learn. Today you will see that ordination. We are actually setting up a standard. You see the standard we are raising up in a local church. So that will be a precedent where the next generation have to follow and make it better, not low. They will never build it something low. The standard is good. And that's why we take it higher every time. Push the limit. As a congregation or a business, if you keep the business this way, you don't make change. What will happen? Everybody come, they will be in this place. And every time you change your standard, you raise your standard. But the people here will find it difficult now. But they have to adjust to the standard. But those who are coming in, straight will come to this standard.
You always need to change.
Yeah. You cannot keep... If the church remain there for 10, 15 years, that means that guy is going to lose the cutting edge and your new generation cannot be produced. So every time, like our education, what we do, we raise up our standard. We raise up our, like Singapore, raise up our standard. They are streaming, they have standard. They are streaming, they have standard. Okay, so the
other thing, sorry, please. So the other thing I always say is one of the things I pick up whenever I come to these churches, their vocabulary is very different. The vocabulary is it's almost a culture. Because to have a movement, you need to have a culture. But their culture is always talk about generation, multi-generation. Basically, our language, you talk to the youth, you talk to the young adults, you talk to pastors, you talk to
It's ingrained now.
It's ingrained. They are like multi-generation, but so it's in the culture. And the upper leaders, higher level leaders, they are not they are very secure. They don't worry about whether these guys are going to kick them out or push them out. They don't care about that. They find these guys, they already identify them. The last time I think this is like 5 years ago, they already told me this is the 4th generation. Now yesterday they were talking about 6th generation. So they said after me, this guy is Deva, after Deva is another guy, they showed me another guy, they said this boy is being grown down. And then this is the culture. So this little small fella, he knows already he's going to one day he's going to transition, and they are not afraid to talk about multi-generation. So whenever they talk multi-generation, they already have a standard. So he's talking about the standard. So they know that I got to look at him, and he's not redundant, but he's somebody that I look at and I know that eventually I want to get to his level and even higher. I mean, not about height. It's not even a height, it's about the vision, the excellence, the way of developing the vision. And so I'm very impressed with this. Whenever I come, I say, wow, look at this church. It's a common church. It's not even an English church. I mean, in a sense, in many ways, it's an apostolic church without them even using that. You don't really see them using that language. This is also words. But very, very apostolic flavor. So that's the thing that is already ingrained in that kids. How we are being trained up, we are being groomed up. It's not something that they say, it's a culture.
It's already in their system.
It's already in their system.
That's why you see, if you come from our service you'll never see a lot of mine. You'll see ours. That's a language. You see in our service, you'll see a 6-year-old boy will be waiting outside to carry my bag. The next generation. So they will come here. On the moment I'm out of car, he will carry my bag. He will come and where I sit, he will stand there with the bag. Until when I goes to the pulpit, he will follow and come and sit in front. So we are creating the mindset, the value. So my heart cry from the day Foursquare started is soul. If there's no production, we are not going to do anything. So we're going to keep the same leadership, and the leadership will fade away. The man's vision will be there. Once the man gets, the vision will not be there. Everybody will have their own vision. So it's activating the kingdom principles into the lives of people. So let the stream run. So everybody will have the same language. Even if I want to say something to the church, many people say, we saw that. We agree with you in the spirit because this is what God is speaking to us. So when you have 30-40 voice in your church, people begin to speak the same language, begin to see same things, then you don't have to worry. And we don't have to have a leadership struggle if your vision is cast forward, unless you want to say that forever. I used to tell all my pastor staff, I said, if you guys want to lead, just tell me, I will lead first. I will lead first because what we have built, you guys cannot go and start all over again. But I have the grace to start.